Hello everyone and welcome back to Starajay. If you've been wondering how to use page object model in real projects, this video is for you. Today we have trainer Priyanka who holds 15 plus years of experience in automation. And she is going to walk you through two simple ways to design POM. One by using by class and another by using page factor class. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, this is Priyanka. Let's understand today what is a page object model and how we can implement page object model in Selenium. So guys, very first, in automation testing, whenever you are designing any framework, right? At the time of framework design, page object model is the most important component and that you should know how we can design the pages, right? What is exactly page object model? So in a technical term, it's all about design pattern, okay? One of the very popular design pattern so that it is a complete concept of development. So developers generally follow this design pattern to design and develop the application. But coming to the framework design, which is a responsibility of an automation engineer, it is important to know how we can design the framework and while designing the framework, how we can design page object for any software application. So guys, in software testing, whenever you are testing any software application, you might interact with multiple web pages. Yes, I'm talking about web application testing tool, which is most popular tool available in the market. That is Selenium. In IT, Selenium is having very popularity. Selenium is a completely functional testing tool, front-end testing tool, where you can test your application, right, for its functionality. And it is all about web application testing tool. So using Selenium, you can automate any web application. But when you interact with web application has to be launched within a browser. In fact, every application, there might be multiple web pages, correct? So it is time to understand whenever we start writing any automation script. So far, you are aware how to create a basic design, how to create a basic script for any particular application functionality. But now it is time to understand if you are interacting with multiple web pages. And in that case, suppose you wanted to validate every web page and its functionality, then how you can simple implement page object model. So guys, technically, what is page object model? It's a design pattern through which we are able to design the web pages. We are able to design our test cases and the locator strategies we can maintain separately using this design pattern. So guys, point for a technical part, okay, you need to understand what exactly design pattern means. So have a look. In Selenium, page object model, this is the very popular design pattern. And what this design pattern is all about? So this says like we can organize web pages or our elements and their interaction into reusable object. And that will help you to improve test maintenance and even readability. So guys, before understanding these technical terms and the definition, let me explain the concept. Why page object model is required, correct? So have a look. Suppose here, understand the concept, okay? I'm interacting with, suppose 3 pages. I'm having 3 pages to be interact. Suppose I'm designing here page number 1. Similarly, I will be designing page number 2, right? And suppose in my application, there are total 3 pages available. So this is web page 1, web page 2, and this is my web page 3. Assume it's all about register functionality. This is login functionality. And this is something about, okay, some other feature of that application. Maybe you can design a cart. Okay. 3 pages currently I'm having. As an automation engineer, how we can start writing our automation script? You have learned so far one important approach. Like, okay, we can create a Java class. So Selenium Java, then definitely you'll be designing a Java class. And inside that class, you will be writing 3-page definitions. Like every time, whenever we start writing automation script, we should have first what? Element identification part. So you will identify the element. Along with the identification, you will perform actions on that element, right? And plus, the main functionality is what? You are validating certain business logic. That can be register feature, that can be login feature, or it can be any other functionality. So main business logic, right? For testing, that also we maintain in a one class. Now assume this is my one class, and inside this one class, for all three pages, I have written certain automation script, right? Everywhere I have written complete 3 pages code I have written inside the one class. Tomorrow, what is the issue? Suppose tomorrow your customer made some changes in the requirement. Okay. Now suppose there is a register feature. Inside the register feature, customer wanted to add some new feature, let's say new inputs, which user can enter and user is able to register. Okay. So I have certain requirement in register page about some new inputs. Okay. So I need to add some new inputs into register page. Similarly, there is a one more change occur in login functionality. Previously, the button was login. Okay. Now customer says, no, I just don't want login button. I want here submit button. So we got one more new requirement from the customer. Every time, see guys, customer is a king in IT. So every time whatever customer expect, we need to implement our logic based on the same. Agree? So now tell me, if you maintain all 3 pages code in one class file, and this kind of changes you'll be having, how you guys are going to implement the same? Guys, what's our role? As automation engineer, we need to come to the class. We need to check where we have written the logic for these kind of changes. Okay, where is the register feature? Where the code I have maintained for registration? I need to find the code. Then I can make the changes into that code. Again, making change again to login to submit button. I need to be again very clear, I need to be identify the location where the code is written for login, and there I can update my logic. Correct? So every time, now it is only three pages. What if your application is maintaining 100 pages? In that case, it is quite difficult. If you are writing everything into one single page or one single class, all the pages code, if you write in the one single class, it is quite difficult to identify the locator. You need to make the changes not only locator, but you need to make the changes into action along with your business logic. Lot of changes are needed every time. And guys, there is a possibility. Whenever one page code you are changing, you might be able to see some more failures, okay, or more kind of updates in the other pages of that application too. Correct? Because all the pages are now dependent. After registration, only user can able to log in, right? After login, only user is able to navigate it to the next functionality. So that's the reason. Generally, maintaining all the logic, all the web pages logic into one class, it's not a good practice. Correct? So what is the solution? Here we can use page object model, right? We need to have a proper design pattern through which we can able to segregate our located part and test case part separately. How? And what is page object model? So page object model is one of the very popular design pattern. Do remember, with the help of this design pattern, you guys are able to maintain the code. You guys are able to reuse your methods, right? Whatever actions, whatever methods you will design. And plus, it will help you to maintain or reduce some script maintenance cost also. Are you getting my point? So that's the reason this design pattern is very popular in automation framework. So coming to the part, this is also referred as in short POM. Another interview question. People might think, okay, people might ask you, okay, what is pom.xml file? Pom.xml file and POM, which is for page object model, both are different concept. Pom.xml file, it is a configuration file that we always follow in the Maven project. That is different. And page object model, which is a design pattern, this is different. Okay. So make sure that you are answering correct. If the question is for pom.xml file, don't answer for the page object model. Page object model, it's a design pattern where you can design the pages. Every web page we can maintain separately. So now let me explain how exactly we can maintain or we can able to implement this design pattern. So guys, coming to the second part, example, I'm going to create a new code. Have a look. So again, I'm having these 2 pages, right? Any number of pages we can take, no problem at all. Currently, assume I'm having these 2 pages. Then how you can implement page object model for these 2 pages? So for every web page, we need to maintain 2 classes. Okay. For every web page, we should have two classes. One is the page class, okay? Another one is a test case. The page class and test case must be separate, okay? For second page also, I will be maintaining two classes. This is page number 1. This is web page 2, right? So again, here I will maintain page class separately and here I will maintain test case separately, correct? So what we should have in the page class? Every page class, it is all about, every page class, it will maintain, okay, your locator strategy, including, okay, reusable method. Reusable method, you can call it as actions. Do remember. So here I can maintain for your reference. Every page class, they must have locators as well as your reusable methods. Okay, reusable methods. And every test case where you should have what? Assertion. Guys, as a tester, we are responsible to assert the current state of the application. That means you are testing the application, right? So validation plays very important role. Where you can maintain those validation we always maintain inside the test case. So you should have a test case where you can maintain entire assertion. Coming to the second web page, again same. Whatever elements you are interacting or whatever functionality you wanted to automate, based on that you will be designing page class separately and that page also have test case separately, correct? You need to maintain it, both the classes separately. Every page class includes locators and reusable method. And every test case includes assertion, right? It comes to, or it is important to have assertion for every particular functionality. This is how the design pattern you can, okay, maintain for every web page while automating that particular application. So very first, practically, let me show you. What if you maintain everything in one class, how the code it is, right? And then how we can able to implement all the object-oriented principles using page object model design pattern. So coming to the main part, when it comes to the automation part, what is page object model? So guys, in Selenium, this is a design pattern which will help you, okay, to organize your web elements, okay, web page elements and their interaction into separate class, which is all about page class. And where you can simple able to maintain your test case separately. So tomorrow, if any changes occur into locator, any changes occur into functionality, you don't need to maintain, okay, you don't need to make any changes in your test case basically. You can directly make the changes into your page class. That is most important, correct? So here, the previous example, whatever I have explained, where if you maintain everything in one class, every time you need to search for the code and then only you are able to make the changes. But what is the benefit of page object model? You are able to maintain the code. You will get a best structure, right? To prepare your test cases. And even no need to make the changes in the test cases again and again. Tomorrow any locator got changed, any functionality got updated by the customer, we can easily add it directly inside the page class. We don't need to maintain any changes in the test case, right? And this is how we are able to implement page object model in Selenium. Then there are two ways, okay, to write this entire logic in Selenium. That is all about either we can implement page object model form using by class, okay, by class locator. Or there is another way that is called page factory class. So before coming to ways to implement, let me show you application and let's understand how exactly we can automate any application with respect to design pattern, correct? So guys, I'm taking this application for a explanation. This is CRM application where you can see this is the main home page. On this home page, how many functionalities you are able to validate? So in this application, if you can check properly, this is the search box, right? Where you can able to search certain keywords. At this moment, this is the sample application. The search feature is there. Suppose as per your requirement, you wanted to test for the logo. You can test customer service. This kind of logo should be available on that particular application. Plus, you can see there is one link available, sign in, where you can click and this will navigate it to the next page, correct? So currently, this is my login page where I can enter email ID. password, I can check the checkbox and then I can click on the button and then it should navigate it to the next page. This is how the application flow it is. So you need to be understand whenever you are learning page object model, at least how to design page object for two separate pages and how you can maintain the relationship between the same. Clear? So let me take this example and where I will be explaining to you how you can design the page object model for this CRM application. What is the precondition or what is the setup for this? Guys, you just need Eclipse to be set up properly. If you have Eclipse or any IntelliJ software, that is also fine. Java should be there on your local machine, right? JDK setup. And then on the top of that, you can install Eclipse. And now we can able to create over there. Absolutely, I will be showing you that part, okay, how you can design the project and how you can implement your page object model. So let's have a look. Here, I will be, this is my Eclipse, okay, I'm using Eclipse software. And now let me show you how you can implement page object model practically. So guys, very first, in Eclipse, we should have a project, correct? So I'm just going to create here Maven project directly. How to create a Maven project, everyone? You just need to click on file. Then you can click on new. Under that, you will get the option Maven project. Click on that. And then you can create a simple Maven project. Okay. So while creating a Maven project, now you are getting this window, right? Then you can see first option, create simple Maven project that you can select. And then I will click on next button. After this, we can create here our project. So guys, group ID always represent organization name and artifact ID always represent project name. So at this moment, I will be writing Star Agile. So here, Star Agile is the organization name and artifact ID I will be using that is nothing but my project name. So I'm just creating here page object model. Yeah, my project name is same page object model pattern. Okay, done. And now after giving that artifact ID, you can just click on finish. Once you click on finish, you can see page object model pattern. This project is ready, correct? Expand it. This is a Maven project. So whenever you expand it, you will get this kind of folder structure. 4 folders you will see. 2 SRC main Java. Second one is SRC main resource. Maven is a framework. Maven is another framework where you can able to implement. It's all about like build management tool and the project management tool. So guys, Maven followed by developer tester both. Normally, developer uses this 2 folder, SRC main Java, SRC main resources for the development purpose. SRC test Java and test resource followed by the tester. Clear? So again, currently we are designing just pages, right? So if you want, you can maintain the pages into main Java also. No problem at all. Okay, but that part I will be covering into framework design. How you can define the folder structure and how you can maintain the logic. At this moment, just to continue our testing process, you can maintain test cases under SRC test Java, okay, and you can maintain pages under your SRC main Java, and then you can able to continue. So let's understand how. Before directly showing you what is page object model, let me show you the basic traditional flow, how we create a one class and how we are able to write a logic into one class. And then you will understand what is the benefit if you design your page object model for the same application. Okay, have a look. So I will be creating under SRC test Java one simple testng class. So guys, very first you should have a testng installed and then you can create a testng class. But we have just created a project, right? And before coming to directly framework, in this project, you can see there is a one more important file to be discussed, that is form.xml file. So people might ask you what is form? What is form? Then you need to be make sure that form means what? It's a page object model, which is a design pattern. And form.xml, if this is the question, that is a configuration file for every Maven project. So very first you need to configure your project requirements, okay, inside this form.xml file. So it is all about, you need to set here Selenium dependency. We need testng. So we are going to set here testng dependency also. So inside the Maven project, whenever you open this form.xml file, just keep a little bit space in between project opening tag and the closing tag. So here, I will maintain a space. And in between the opening and closing only, you will be adding all the dependencies. So I will add here dependency. Very first, it might be one dependency or it might be multiple dependencies. So create here dependencies tag first. And then guys, for Maven, from where you will get the dependency access? Maven tool, this particular framework designed by the Apache Foundation. So you will get the entire required dependencies directly from its remote repository. So Maven maintains two repositories. One is the local repository, another one is a remote repository. From the remote repository, you can able to access all the required dependencies for your project. So where you will get that? Just come back to the browser. And here I will search for MV and repository. Okay. Guys, this is the official website. You need to open MV and repository. And then you can search for Selenium as well as we can say TestNG. So I'm writing Selenium Java. I'm using the language Java language. So I'm writing Selenium Java and you can see this is the dependency you will see. First click on it. Whatever latest version it is, you can see current latest version which I'm using for now. This is May 23rd release and 4.33.0. So let's click on that and copy this dependency. So guys, this is what your Maven dependency. Whenever you copy, come back to your project and inside the dependency, first attach the same. Then you can make a inline using shortcut key Control Shift plus F. Okay. And do save it whenever you add any dependency as it is a complete project configuration file, right? So you need to save each and every setup, whatever you complete in this particular file. Again, I will come back because I need TestNG dependency too. So scroll up and here you can directly search for TestNG. And then whatever you can see, this is the official testng.org site and this is the dependency available. Okay. So click on it. And then again, you can check the latest version. Current latest version is available, that is 7.11 that you can use. Maybe you have already set up your TestNG framework a long back ago, then you can go with older version. That is also fine. Okay. And just to select, copy, come back, and there you can attach. And just make a inline and save it. So I have just added two dependencies now, Selenium and TestNG. Now, project setup is done, correct? Maven project we have created, dependencies we have added. Now let's understand basic snippet, how we can write any logic in automation, right? In Selenium. So guys, I will be creating under SRC test Java a separate test case. Let me create here test case. So, okay, now you can see whenever you directly start, I'm getting blank source folder and package name was also blank. Why it is so? Because these are the ready-made packages. Before continue with the test case, you should have certain packages within the folder, source folder. So I will right click first and better, I will design package first. So here I'm just going to create a package. Okay. So currently this is what com.basic step. Okay. So what basic snippet or basic step generally we follow? Let's understand. Now under this package, I'm going to create TestNG class. Okay. And here now you can see we are having source folder name plus we are having our package name too. And inside that you can create your test case, right? Okay. So my test case name is what? Test CRM login. Okay. This is my test case. Great. So I have just created a class test CRM login. Once the class is ready, this is the structure you need. Here you can change the test case name, test login. Okay. And see, whenever without any page object model, if you try to design, so guys, make sure that what topic I'm explaining, I'm writing here. Okay. So this is test without page object model. Do remember. So you will understand the benefits. Okay. Whenever you design any page object model, what are the benefits of that design pattern? So this is example I'm explaining without any page object model. So whenever we say without any page object model, everything we maintain in a one single class only. Identification, actions, and your core business logic also we maintain in a one single test case. Have a look how. So I need to very first start with what? First important, we can say step, create our browser session, correct? So very first I'm writing create driver session with which browser? I'm using suppose Chrome. Then I'm writing here with Chrome. Then guys, what is the first step you need to write? You need to write driver, it is equal to new Chrome driver and create a constructor, correct? So basically I'm creating object of WebDriver interface. Now just for a basic, let me explain. Selenium WebDriver, it's an API through which you are able to automate any web UI of the application. WebDriver here, it is an interface. Technically, it's like a Java interface. Okay. So for interface, what's the rule in Java? We are not able to create the object. So whenever you wanted to access method from Selenium WebDriver, you need to have an object of any child class. So guys, Chrome driver, because I wanted to start my session currently with the Chrome. Tomorrow you might going to be start your session with the Microsoft Edge. In that case, you need to write Edge driver class. Suppose you wanted to start your session with the Firefox. You will be writing Firefox driver class. Agree? I want session to be started on a Chrome. So I have written WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Left hand side indicates it's all about the reference. Technically, I'm giving reference of WebDriver and I'm trying to create object of what? Chrome driver. Clear? Which is my child class. So in terms of what scenario it is, then I will discuss. This is all about parent class reference and child class object. It's like inheritance scenario, correct? At this moment, who is a parent? WebDriver is a parent, Chrome driver is a child. And in that case, whenever you design in this manner, you can access, because of the reference of parent, you can access all the methods from the parent class only. Clear? So at this moment, let's import WebDriver and Chrome driver from this Selenium package. Guys, these interfaces are not Java based. I mean, this is not designed by the Java developers, right? This is coming from Selenium. So you need to have this class definition to be imported from this Selenium package. And that's the reason, keep your mouse pointer. Whenever you keep your mouse pointer on WebDriver and Chrome driver, you will definitely get the option import it from org.selenium. We can say org.openqi.selenium package. But see, at this moment, if you can see, I have maintained everything, but I'm not getting that option to import. So because of the new version of Eclipse, if you are not able to see that option is open or where to import these classes, right? If that option is not visible, do one thing, follow one shortcut key, Control plus Shift plus O, and it will be automatically imported. So let me show you, Control Shift O, and see, these two classes got imported from that package. Clear? So very first step, classes should be imported from properly or respective packages. And that is done. Clear everyone? So here I have completed this step and now I can begin, right? So let me write. Driver.get is the first command where you can pass URL address and you will be able to open that application. So which application we are trying to automate now? I'm trying to automate this application and this is my home page URL. I'll copy and I will just add here. Okay, now first statement is completed. We have here using get command, you are able to implement your software application. You are able to open that application within a Chrome browser. Okay, and just to understand the flow, just to understand the execution, let me show you output. So if I can save it, okay, and if I can execute it, have a look. What result you are getting? It will automatically launch Chrome browser and inside that you will able to see application will directly open. Okay, fine. Let me allow this finally. And now you can see my application, my execution is completed successfully. I'm getting pass status here. Benefit of TestNG, you will able to see the result also. Pass, fail, right? So currently I can see my test got pass. Okay, but where is the application? You can see this is the browser which is launched, okay, automatically by the automated software. See, Chrome is being controlled by the automated test software and there you can see my application got launched. Clear? So we have completed our successfully, like first step. open application within a browser. Okay, but now let me explain how we can automate this scenario. So guys, normally we write in this manner, okay, whatever element it is. Now suppose I wanted to directly click on sign in. So very first we need to inspect that element. I will do right click, I will go to inspect, and this is the DOM, development tool, clear? Or it is also referred as document object model. By observing code, we can identify that web element. You need to identify here web element by following certain address of that web element, and that is called locator. So which locator we can use in everyone? At this moment, if you can observe, there is a link. Okay, any anchor tag, any element which is designed with the A tag, that is called anchor tag, and that is for hyperlink. So guys, in Selenium, we have a direct locator. Any hyperlink is there, you can provide link text and you can directly interact with that link. So I will maintain the comment. So here I wanted to click on sign in link. Okay. What is the step? Driver dot find element. Find element by, here I will be writing link text. Okay. And there I will follow this link text and I will ask Selenium to do just click. Correct. This is the second step, which I will generally follow. And now, whenever we click on this link, it should be navigated to the next page. Correct. Now let me show you how you can automate login functionality. So in traditional way, generally we follow in this manner without any page object. Continuously you are writing the script for every separate functionality. Now focus. Suppose I wanted to enter email ID. Identify email ID. What is the locator? See here I can see ID is present. So let me take this ID. I will copy this ID and I will come back to the script and I will write. This is my step. Enter email. Okay. I will write driver find element by dot id. Find element is method where you can identify a single web element, right? And then I can perform the action. If you wanted to type something, you will be using send case method. And there I'm writing certain email ID. Suppose at this moment I'm writing test at the rate gmail.com. Okay, done. Now I would like to enter password. So let me write next step. How to enter password? Have a look. So let me come back to the application. Identify the second element, get the address. Here you can see, again I can see ID is there, right? So we can use ID. ID is a primary locator in Selenium. So just write driver dot find element by dot ID, and here I can pass that ID. And again, I can use send keys. There I can send the data. Here I'm writing what password? Test123. This is a sample application. At this moment, you can enter any data. This will work, but the format of data should be proper. Okay. So I have entered email ID. I have entered password. Now let me continue with the checkbox. So I can click on the checkbox. And here, again, you can see we have a ID locator to follow. So next step is I'm automating, click on checkbox, correct? Click on checkbox. And here I'm writing driver, find element by ID, and there I'm passing this ID. To perform action, check. We don't have separate method like check, uncheck, okay? You can directly perform click, very simple. Do click, checkbox will be checked. And now, how we can click on submit button, everyone? For that, you need to again identify the button address. Okay, so I will click on this button. There you can see. Now I'm having again ID. You can take ID, you can take name, any other locator. Okay, let's take this time name. Submit name is there, correct? So I will copy this submit name. This is the element. Let's copy as it is. And then I will write driver. Find element by dot name. Name is another locator strategy in Selenium, correct? And just maintain a name. Don't write attribute along with the value, only value. Okay. And there it's a button. So again, I would like to click on it. Guys, done, right? This is what the plain automation script I have written. Here, if you can observe, no hiding. Okay, it's all about everything is visible. You are able to tell that particular user or any end user, okay, this is the application you are launching. Even these are the what addresses for these elements and these are the actions, correct? Everything we maintain in a one single class. But this is not a good practice whenever you are working with the real-time frameworks, correct? That's the reason. We need to write our logic with the help of page object model. This one also work. Have a look. If I can execute as a testng class, this complete script, you will able to see now full result. Have a look. Application launch. Now it will click on the sign in. It will enter username, password, click on the button. And yes, we successfully able to log in into application. And now it is navigating to the customer page. Everything is working fine. But whenever we prepare framework, at that time, we don't follow this approach where one class and inside the one class, we are writing entire script. Here you can see your locator, your identification techniques, your actions, everything we maintain in a one single class. And this is not a good approach while writing your automation logics, correct? So that's the reason here we need to understand how I can implement this entire script with the help of page object model, correct? So guys, now it is time to understand whenever you wanted to implement page object model in Selenium, two ways are there. Either you can follow by class strategy or you can follow page factory. Okay. So let me show you what is by locator or by class strategy to implement your page object and which is the most stable. Okay. You will not get any failure, any kind of issue with the by locator strategy. So let me help you with the same. Again, I will come back to the Eclipse. Okay. So the point is whenever you are designing any page object, you should have, as per a rule, every web page we should maintain two separate classes. One is for page object, another class we should have for what? Test case. So for that reason, very first I will come to the src main Java and there I will create two pages. Guys, whenever you are designing page class, which is not at all executable class, correct? So we can directly create a plain Java class. Okay, for page object, no need to maintain any testng class. Just to create page object, basically with the help of Java class. Before that, I will create a package. So let me write com.crm. That's the name of our project. crm.what pages. Okay. Let me explain you the structure. So here I will maintain first pages and under src test Java. I will create one more package now. I'm writing the same structure crm dot test case. Okay. So we can maintain test cases here. Now have a look. Under pages, how to design page object? So guys, same. Create a class. Now, this is I'm writing CRM using, okay? Or let's write. Now, understand. First of all, I will be covering two different pages. First of all, CRM homepage and CRM login. So, here I'm writing CRM homepage. Okay? Right. And guys, no need to have any main function. So currently I'm having first class CRM homepage. Second class I would like to create. Let me design one more class. And I'm giving the same name CRM login. Okay, login page. Correct? CRM homepage and CRM login page I'm maintaining separately. Okay. Now, inside the test case, for every page class, you should have a separate test case. So what I'm going to do under CRM test case package, I will create first a test case. Here I will write CRM homepage test. Okay. And second test case I will create. Again testng class. And here I will write CRM login page test. Okay. Done. And let me click on finish. So now two pages. First is a home page. Second one is a login page, right? I'm just trying to show you how you can implement page object model for this current scenario. And home page where you can see sign in functionality we need to validate, right? Now again, it is up to you. How many features you wanted to validate from that application? Based on that, you can add or write some more method. Okay. So coming to the structure, I have designed first page class and for every pages I have created some test class, right? Let me start with the page class first. Now guys, every page class, okay, what exactly you will be maintaining inside that page class. So guys, point to be noticed carefully. Every page class maintains identification, it should have locator strategies and the reusable method. But locator, who's locator? We are learning Selenium. So very first I need to initialize here WebDriver. If you don't initialize WebDriver, it is quite difficult to execute that particular scenario, correct? Or it is quite difficult to get the method and any locator from that, okay, Selenium WebDriver. But again, currently I'm talking about two pages, and for every pages I'm having this separate page class and test case class. Now tell me, what is the first step to automate? These both pages related to one application. Agree? But very first I need to do what? I need to start my application. I need to open my browser. I need to open application within a browser. And then I can able to continue with this, all the pages and their test cases. So here comes another important component for the framework that is called base class. Okay. What is base class, everyone? Base class, it is another configuration class for your project. Whatever prerequisite, whatever post-requisite you wanted to add, okay, any pre-condition you wanted to validate, any post-condition you wanted to validate, all those configurations you can maintain inside the base class. Clear? So guys, let me introduce base class and let me show you how we can implement the base class too. So here under test cases, I will be creating one more base class. Again, base class is not at all executable. So if you want, you can design it separately. No problem. What I'm going to do under this package, either you can create or directly you can create with a separate package. So currently under test, I'm just going to create a separate package. Let me write com.crm. This is base. Fine. And under this base, I will be creating my base class. So guys, this is project base class. I'm giving the same name, base class. No need to have a main function, right? And in the base class, how we can begin? Do remember, this is your main project configuration class. Here, whatever variables you will maintain, everything should be public. Okay. So very first I will write public WebDriver driver. Okay. Done. Let's initialize the driver inside the base class. See, you will get this option import, do import. Now here comes main concept of TestNG framework, which is all about annotation. Any prerequisite you wanted to set for your current test case, you can apply annotation. Guys, you might aware about the annotation part, right? So I'm just assuming that you are aware. If you don't know what is annotation, you can watch our another series, okay, on the Selenium part, and then you will understand, okay, what exactly annotation it is. So TestNG have different annotation. Those are rules in a simple word. So guys, in Selenium, TestNG framework includes multiple annotation as per the form.xml file structure only. So we have suit level annotation, we have class level annotation, we have test level annotation. Currently, I'm trying to show you multiple classes. And before all the classes, I wanted to run this one step which is common. So here we can follow annotation, that is test level. I will be simple writing before test annotation, every annotation along with its method. So I'm writing setup. Okay, I'm just writing setup. Currently, this is what setup method, right? Or if you want, you can write browser setup. That is fine, correct? So I'm writing here browser setup. And now this before test annotation, you can import from TestNG annotation package. Once it is done, how we can begin? Driver I have already declared. So I'm just going to write driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Okay. Here we can initialize the driver. First of all, this is my first step where I have initialized the driver. And then here I can add some implicit wait. It is a good practice if you add a wait in your current Selenium test cases, right? So I'm adding only one time. Driver.manage.timeouts.implicit wait. And there we can add duration of second. And there I can add 10-second timeout. Clear? Now I can open my application. Driver.get. Okay, which is the application? I need to start with home page first. Correct? So very first, guys, this is the home page. I will take this URL address of home page and that I will add here. Done. So this is the main setup which I have completed. My WebDriver I have initialized inside this base class. Correct? Now Selenium WebDriver is now initialized. Now let's come back to the page and let's understand what page you need to write. How we can write a page object, right? Do remember, every page class follows encapsulation principle. So guys, what is encapsulation? Where we have private data and we should have public method. Clear? So we should have all the method must be public and data must be private data. Clear? How we can start? So very first guys, 3 steps you need to follow in every page class. First step, where you are going to write, okay, where you are going to just initialize the driver. Let's declare it first. I'm writing private, again WebDriver, driver. Every page class driver should be private, okay? So I declare WebDriver driver as a private driver, okay? How we can initialize the driver? Technically, again, initialization of any driver, which is nothing but WebDriver reference. And guys, WebDriver is an interface. And interface reference is driver. Means I need to initialize the object here. So we have a Java concept. Initialization of object in Java, it is possible through the constructor. And that's the reason. I'm going to design here constructor. We have a rule, constructor name and the class name should be same in Java, correct? So I'm writing public constructor CRM homepage and there I will initialize this driver. Technically, the current driver, okay, it is actually initialized in the base class. So same driver and this driver, base class driver and this driver should be in a link. Means we are not creating different references, right? One time only we are going to launch a browser. And from that browser, whatever driver is set in the base class, same driver, I will like to initialize to here inside my page class. So guys, you need to follow simple technique. In constructor, we are writing WebDriver driver. Okay. Now for your understanding, I'm writing this driver is coming from the base class. Okay. So this is your base class driver. Okay. Which we have already initialized. Do remember. That driver I will assign to whom? I will assign to page class driver. Means I'm writing current class driver you can access using this keyword in Java. So just write this. This dot driver is equal to driver. Correct now? So guys, technically, base class driver, we are accepting whenever you create object of this class, constructor get called and you can pass base class driver. That driver will assign to this page and your current driver will be initialized successfully. This step do not miss. This is important, initialization part. And after that, what we can do, based on the initialization, now we can have locators and we can have reusable methods. This is important. So every page class should maintain 3 steps. Initialization of your driver, locators, and you should have a method. So let me show you for home page. Okay, what is locator? Okay, locators will help you to understand the address of that web element. At this moment, I want only one element to be interact, that is my sign in link. And for sign in, what locator we can follow? Yeah, we can follow link text. We can follow any other locator. At this moment, if you can again inspect sign in, have a look. I'm having link text. Mostly it is a link, so I will prefer link text here. Otherwise, you can choose ID, you can choose name, that is also fine. I'm taking link text. Then guys, you need to write here private, okay, by. So by is a class in Selenium, okay. Currently it is a link. So I'm writing this is sign in link. You can write a proper name, sign in link. Okay, I'm writing camel case format. It is equal to by dot. Here you need to select locator strategy, which is link text. Guys, by is a class in Selenium. When you write by dot, you can see all the methods available from that by class. You can access. Okay. So again, I'm writing sign in link is equal to by dot. Have a look. There are 8 locators supported in Selenium that you can see class name, CSS, ID, link text, name, partial link text, tag name, and XPath. Correct? I will go with link text. And there I will send this text. Done. My first locator is ready. And now guys, for home page, assume that I'm just going to test that sign in functionality. Okay. So what I wanted to do with the locator, I wanted to click on the link. Correct? So here, when it comes to the method, you can design the method as per the functionality of that particular, okay, locator. Currently it is a link and we are trying to click on sign in link, right? So I will design a public method. Public void what? Click on, okay, click on sign in, okay, sign in link. Very simple, okay. It is easy to read also, easy to understand also. And I'm designing this one method. Now guys, suppose I wanted to validate some more things. I wanted to test current URL of this application, current title of this application. So you can design only one type. So public void get app title. This is the method I'm going to design. And I want one more functionality or one more validation in my test case. That is all about public void get app URL. Okay. So these three functions I have written. Now, how we can write the logic? I would like to click on the sign in link, right? Whenever you follow by locator strategy, you need to write here driver dot find element and which element sign in, and we are just going to click on it. Correct? Guys, at this moment, whenever you click on sign in link, it is navigated. Means after click, the application is navigated to the next page. Whenever you see navigation to next page, always understand. Here you need to return object of that next page. Clear? So this method is capable to navigate to the next page. So you should have, okay, object, it should return the object of that next page. Means I'm writing navigation to the next page whenever you are having, just return object of next page. So this will help you for linking multiple pages together. Okay. There I'm writing return. How we can return the object of next page? What is my next page? I have written CRM login page. Correct? That's the name. So I'm writing new here CRM login page. Same constructor you need to write. But guys, we have a Java rule again. Whenever you wanted to return something from the method, you need to change the return type of that method. Means here, what should be the return type? I'm returning object of which class? CRM login page object, correct. So I need to maintain here same return type and my method is ready. Okay. So this method is capable to click and this will return you next page object also. Correct? Great. How we can get the application title? We have a very simple command, driver dot get title. But whatever title it is, I would like to validate in my test case. So better I will write the method in this manner. This method also return current title of the application and get title method which is coming from Selenium WebDriver, which will always return you string type of title. So I will return the return type of this method is string. Okay. Now guys, again, I would like here to write directly driver return driver dot get current URL. And this method also returns you string. So here you need to update string. Done. So what I have completed in my first class, have a look. I created a page object. Inside this, I maintain my locator and the variables as a private. And constructor is important to initialize the object and reusable method. So these methods we can reuse in any other, okay, application. I mean, in any other web page for this current application, right? So I have designed my reusable method. Now page is ready, base class is ready. Now let's prepare our test case. So guys, I'm saving this code. Whenever it comes to the test case, how we can start now? Have a look. I will open home page test case. Now at this moment, I would like to validate three things. Okay. So very first I will write verify app title. This is my first test case. Verify application title. And guys, this should be the first execution. So I'm writing priority is equal to 1. Okay. Now, first test case, let me copy. I'm designing two more. I will be writing second test case where I can validate. Okay, very first, let me validate URL. Is URL is working or not? Then I can validate title. Okay, verify app title. And here I will validate, better I will validate sign in. Okay, sign in link. Done. So three test cases I have designed in this particular class. But now try to understand another important point. Now guys, whatever you wanted to validate or verify, where the code is written inside the page class. Again, here comes Java rule. Whenever there is a page class, And from that page class, you wanted to call any method, correct? What you need here, you need to create an object of that page class. That is a simple rule that we need to follow. But whenever you design every test case, again, test case, who is going to like three classes I have designed, base classes, page classes, and test case. Guys, which one we are going to execute? Base class is only for configuration. My driver is initialized in the base class, main driver. And that base class driver, I will be calling, I will be executing here. So very first, whenever you design test cases, just create a structure. Every test case should extend base class. So I'm writing here base class extend and do import base class from the package CRM base. Done. Now you don't need to declare here driver again, but methods are there in the login page, I mean home page. So I need to first call object of the home page. Now guys, what happens? See, now you are designing three test cases. So if you wanted to call any specific method, in every method, okay, you need to call. In every test case, you need to call that particular method. Example, current class name is a CRM home page, correct? This is my class name. And all the locator methods are available related to home page inside this class. I wanted to call it for testing, correct? So what I'm going to do, I will come to the CRM home page test class. And here, very first, I will create an object. So example, this is HP home page object new, and I'm just going to create a constructor. Now this is the page coming from the different package. So it will ask you to first import. Then I have imported it. But what we are passing here? We are passing driver from home basic class, no? So I need to pass here driver. And now, why don't you need to write a driver inside this class? Because already we are taking or we are extending this class from the base class. So driver we are reading from the base class. Are you getting my point? So at this moment, if you write this statement here, another important point, technically you don't need to follow it. But let me explain you with the failure part. Okay? What is not correct approach? If you are writing in this manner, object you are creating inside the test case, this is not a correct approach. Okay? Why? Let me show you. Fine. Very first, I need to validate my application URL. Okay. Then how I can write the method? I can call it from that page class. HP dot. Here I will ask get app URL. Okay. And this will return me some string URL. Great. Whatever URL you are getting from the current application, that is actual. So I'm writing actual URL. Done. And now this actual URL is ready. So once the actual URL is ready, here I can do assertion. How we can apply string assertion, everyone? You need to write assert. Assert dot assert. Okay. Here I'm writing what? Suppose assert, let's apply true. Okay, I'm just testing something like CRM is a part of current application URL or not. Let's test that. So I'm writing here my actual URL. Okay, so I'm writing the condition. Actual URL should contains. Okay, what it should contains, so just have a look. What is the current URL? It is automation playground and there is a CRM present. So let me confirm it is in this current URL, CRM is present or not. Okay, so I'm writing here testing approach. That is the testing expectation is what? CRM should be there. So I'm writing this way assertion that actual URL contains CRM. If yes, I should get a pass result. And for that reason, I'm writing next line. Okay, that means URL is match. Here I'm writing, okay, URL is match. And that's the reason I just wanted to print also. So here you can print actual URL, correct? Current application URL. This is how you are able to print. Right? So this is my current test case, which I have written. But now see the problem with this approach. Again, I wanted to validate application URL. I have created one-time object for the page because every method is there in my page. I wanted to call it here. Is it possible? Guys, this is a scope concept. Whenever in Java, any object, any variable declared within a method, that will be local. So local things you can't access directly into other test case. Correct now? See, I can't call HP dot. No, I can't call it. And that's the reason what is a good approach. Where you can maintain object of the page class. Guys, it is a always good practice. Instead of maintaining here inside the test case, come back to the base class. Whenever you design page, for every page object, maintain inside the base class. That is always good practice. Have a look. I will be writing public void. Oh, not void. I need to create a page object. So what is my page class name? CRM. I'm writing home page, correct? And this is the object name HP. That's it. Import it here. Now every page object I will be maintaining into base class only. So better, instead of one page, I'm writing here asterisk. So it will not ask you again to import every class coming from the page package. Okay. And then inside the before test, only one time object we can create. And that we can access in every test case, guys. So better approach is what? HP is equal to new. Again, I'm writing CRM homepage. And here the current driver we can pass. This is the flow you need to follow. Again, I'm repeating. Create a page class, declare an object inside the base class, and then you can see the benefit in test case. So in test case, for every test case, in fact, you don't need to create new object every time. Now only one time. Okay, one time we can access everything. So current, how I can able to access this method? Because I have created object into base class and current test case extending the base class. So base class is a parent and current test case class is what? That is my child class. Clear? So whenever I come to the verify app title, guys, again I can write directly HP dot what? HP dot get application title. This one also return me string, so I will declare actual title. And suppose I'll maintain some assertion point. So just have a look. For home page, what is the actual title? Customer service. And even that you can see here. Okay, see customer service. I'll copy better. And I will write here some expected also. So current expected title, which is equal to this. Okay. And then guys, I will apply assertion point. Assert. What I'm asserting? Okay, assert. Let's write again. Assert dot assert equal. And there I can write actual title, whether it is matching to expected title. Correct? So I can write in this manner. Actual title, whether it is matching to expected title. If both are matching, then only I shall get a result. So I'm writing. Okay, this is our statement. Title is match. Okay. And here I can write. Yes, we can write. Whatever title it is, let's print it. So this is my second test case, which I have written. Now how we can design third one, right? Verify or validate sign in functionality. So again, I have to write HP dot, okay, call the method. So here I have written click, right? Click on sign in link. So guys, whenever we are clicking on the sign in link, actually you can see now the method I have designed in such a manner that this method returns me what? Next page object. If you want, you can confirm that validation again. That okay, next page object you should get. And again, you can validate whenever you perform click, it should navigate it to next page or not, that you can confirm. So guys, either you can save that object or you can directly apply assertion. How I can assert? So guys, just have a look. Whenever you click on this link, you are navigating to the next page, which is login. And in the URL address, you can see there is a login. That word is written. So I will apply assertion point on the same. I will write assert dot assert. Let's say true. And there I will write current application method, so which we have already created get app URL. Is that get app URL contains, okay, what? Login. If there is a login, that means, okay, sign in functionality is completed and user navigated to login page. So here I can write user navigated to login page. Correct? I should get this message. So that's it. 3 test cases I have designed for homepage. How we can run and in fact, which we can run. Guys, base class is just a configuration class. You can't execute base class. Page class is also where we maintain locators and the method. You can't run page class too. So which class you need to run? Absolutely your test case. So here, if I can just click on run all, it should execute complete flow. So very first browser should be launched with the application. There it should test your functionalities and see all good. Everything we are able to see. In fact, you can see in the console. I'm getting 3 test cases pass. And here you can see the result for every test case. URL match, title match, and user also navigated to the login page. Clear? This is how I have designed the first page. Let's continue to understand what you can write for second page so that you will understand the flow. Correct? So how we can begin? For second page, which is a login page, how we can start page object model. Again, guys, steps are same. You need to declare here private WebDriver. Let me show you now in a flow. Okay. So I'm writing again private WebDriver driver. Let's import WebDriver for this class from Selenium. And this is our CRM login page. I will design first constructor to initialize the driver. Okay. So in constructor, accept argument from the base class, which is driver. So let me write. And same driver we will assign to current class driver, which is this dot driver. It is equal to driver. Clear? And then guys, what is the next step? We should have locator, correct? And then we should have reusable methods, right? So now for login page, I need at least 3 locator. See, enter email ID. So I will design this one. Okay, email ID locator. I will take and I will directly write private C. Private. Okay. By this is email. Okay, email is equal to by dot ID. And there I will write this ID locator. Keep only value. Okay, rest of the part you need to delete. So let me keep only value. My first locator is ready. How to design second locator? Inspect second password. Here, this is the again ID. I will keep ID again. And let me take private. Okay, let's write private by this is password. Okay, it is equal to by dot again ID. And here I will maintain second element. Then let's take third one, right? Submit. Again, you can see there is a ID. So let me take this ID and I will maintain same private by this is submit button. Okay. And there I'm writing better btn. It is equal to by dot okay ID and there I'm writing this ID. Done. So guys, for every step you can maintain separate function. It is up to you. Okay. Suppose at this moment I'm going to write okay public void. So first step is enter email. I can write in this manner also enter email. Okay. And this step is only responsible to enter the email ID. So what email ID has to be entered? You need to pass it here as a argument. So I'm writing string certain email. So let me write em, any variable I'm writing. So this em we are going to take from whom? We are going to take from the user, correct? So at this moment, what I'm going to write, I will write a simple statement driver dot find element. This is email, correct? And then here action is send keys. So let me write send keys and I'm passing here current email, right? First step is completed. Now second step, public void enter, let's suppose password. Okay, done. How we can implement the second step? Again, I should have some password. So I'm writing here that string argument. Okay, inside my method, which I'm going to pass. And there I can write driver dot find element. This is what? This is password. Current password. Whatever password you will pass while testing that application or functionality. And third step is what? Click on submit. Okay, click on submit. Okay, done. How we can do the click? Driver, find element. Now we can directly select here submit button and I will directly perform your action, which is click. Done. Now, for now, just assume I would like to test only login functionality for this second page. Agree? So I have designed the page object. Whenever page object is ready, object of this current page class, you need to design where? Inside the base class. So first step, design page. Once the page design is ready, copy that page class name and come to the base class and create first object. Okay. So I'm just going to write public login page. I'm just going to write LP and inside before test, I'm writing LP is equal to new CRM login page constructor and there I'm passing driver and save it. So this is the base setup which is ready. Now page design is ready. Page setup is ready. What we can do? Now we can able to create our test case. But see, you can notice here there is an error, right? Why we found error? Because here on the home page, have a look. Okay. On the home page, I have written new CRM login page. But guys, we are returning empty constructor. But constructor is now assigned with what? Driver? No. So you have to just write here driver and save the code. Clear? Now you will not face any challenge. Now come back to the test case. In test case, I'm just designing one test case. This is validate login. Okay. Again, how we can begin? Guys, no need to create an object now. Just provide relation. Current test case also extends everything from base class. Correct? So I'm writing base class and do import it from the base class package. Done. And here you can validate that step. So guys, what is the step? How we can test it, validate login? Here I can directly call LP. LP dot what? Very first enter email. Okay, I'm writing some email, test@gmail.com. Correct? Then LP dot here, enter password. I can write test123, which is a password, and LP dot, okay, you can click on the button, submit button. That's it. Yes, done. At this moment, if I can done, this test will also execute. So now we can see. But what happened? Now we will get a failure, right? Why? Guys, login functionality needs to do what? Very first, if you wanted to validate login, because base URL is the home page. What is the precondition for the second page? User should be first. User should be available on the login page. Correct now? So that is what for current page, if you wanted to set any precondition, user must be click on this link. Then only user can able to log in. So what I need to do now in the current example, here we need to set a precondition for the current class, right? The login page have some precondition before test case execution. We should able to switch user. Okay, we should able to switch the user onto that login page itself. And for that, I'm maintaining here one more annotation, which is before class. Have a look. Before class is only applicable for that current class. Okay, so I'm writing before class and I'm just writing here login. Or better method should be page setup. It's like only for a page setup, we are following this before class annotation. Clear? And let me import it from test engine. Now guys see, I'm not able to log in. Why? Because every time whenever you start the session, browser is starting the session for a home page. Now I need to follow one more step, right? User should be open first login page and then only we can able to test it. So here, where is that click sign in functionality? It is written in the first page, home page. Then I'm writing HP dot and here we have click sign in, correct? And do you remember, whenever you click on the sign in, now this step returns you login page object. And that's the reason right here. LP is equal to this. Now your current LP object, which is the same object which you will get from that first home page. And this time your test will run. So guys, while designing the flow, all these steps are important to know. So I'm explaining in this manner. Okay, have a look. If I can run, now this will work? Absolutely. Current test case will work like, okay, browser will launch, home page. Very first it will perform click and now you are able to continue with the login. Perfect. So guys, in this first example, what we have seen, how we can able to create your page object model using by locator strategy, right? So whenever you are designing by locator, this is the step you need to follow. Okay, how you guys are going to create a page class, base class, and the test case. Then what is difference? What is difference in between your, the second strategy, page factory? That is again very simple. In by locator, you are writing driver dot find element and you are identifying some element, right? But now, let me explain same concept. Okay, so we don't need to make the changes, too much changes in the test cases, but let me show you how we can implement same approach with the help of page factory. So guys, here I have covered two page linking. For page factory, let me explain. Any one page you can take and how you can design the same. So let me show you. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm maintaining the same class. I mean same project. Now, first we have created CRM pages. Now, inside the pages, I'm going to create another page for page factory. So let me design in that manner. How you can able to create a page factory, locator strategy, just have a look. So currently I'm writing directly login page. I'm writing login page and just understand this is what CRM login page we have created first for a buy locator. Now this is for page factory. So I'm designing login page. Whenever you are designing for page factory, at that time you need to have same step you need to follow. So very first I will be writing private WebDriver. This is my first step. And inside a page factory, which is a class. Okay, so whenever you create constructor, see, I'm designing constructor to initialize the driver, correct? So I'm writing login page constructor. And we know the rule. Here we are taking what? Base class driver. So I'm just writing here better this or WebDriver driver, which is taking from base class. Okay. And here I will write this dot current driver where we are assigning that WebDriver driver. So these steps are common. But in page factory, what is exactly concept? So whenever you apply buy locator strategy, you will be using buy and then you will be having Selenium locator, correct? But in page factory, do remember page factory is a class, okay? In Selenium, page factory is a class. And to identify the element, you have find by annotation. Do remember. This is the find by annotation. And to guys, whenever you identify the element, you have to initialize the same. For initializing, we need to call here one method, init element. And this method requires two arguments to be passed. One is your driver and second one is current class object. So whenever we are initializing the locators, in the constructor itself, only one line you need to add. Okay, that is page factory dot init elements. Okay, and in init elements you are passing driver first. Okay, and current class object which is in Java possible with the help of this keyword. Just write only this statement. That's it. In previous example, we have learned by locator, right? Here, whenever you are testing locators, you need to write find by annotation. Means, now let me show you for same login functionality. How we can begin. So for login, if I wanted to start with login, for email, let's suppose this is the ID, correct? ID is equal to email ID. So you have to write in this manner, okay? Find the by, see, find the by, which locator? Here you need to write complete. Locator name along with its value. Means I'm passing same, ID is equal to email ID. And guys, the best part is, find the by annotation returns you that separate web element. Means currently this, whenever you write this, what you will get? Here you can declare it as a web element. Web element and which element it is? I am writing email element. Great. That's it. Clear? You can write in this manner. And now see, find the by, I can import. Directly I can import from Selenium. Web element is an interface in Selenium. That also you can import from Selenium. And you can maintain here private. Clear? So one element in the previous example, we have written like a per private by and that element name. Why we have written in that manner? Because by is a class. And whenever you call locator, return type of that class is by reference only. By class reference only. But whenever you apply find by annotation, you will always get separate web element. So you will understand benefit of this line. Okay. Have a look. How I can identify second web element there? Same. Find by. We can pass here second attribute, I mean second locator. So suppose this is a password, correct? I will again select ID is equal to password. Then I will write here, okay, find the by. Here I'm writing same, ID is equal to password. What is this? This is my second element. So I'm writing private web element, okay, web element. And this is what? Password. So I'm writing password element. Fine, done. And now let me write third. So for login functionality, I need a third element, which is what? Submit button. Again, there is ID. Let me take ID. You can use XPath, other locator strategies also. Okay. Now let me show you again. Find the by. Here, I can pass locator. And I can declare, okay, this is what? Private web element. And this is what I will declare, submit. Okay, this is the submit button. Done. So three elements I have declared, correct? How we can write a business logic. In previous example, I have shown you step by step. Now, suppose you wanted to write a one reusable method, that is also fine. Means, can I write in this manner? Public void do login. Okay. For do login, I need to follow three steps. So this is locator. And currently this is my reusable method. How I can log in into application? So I can log in into application by performing three steps. And then I can directly write email element dot send keys. No need to write here driver dot find element, right? We can directly take access of element because we declare element as a web element itself, not the address. We declare as a web element, not the element address using by strategy, correct? So that's the reason here you can directly take that method. I mean, you can directly call a method from that web element. Okay, so currently suppose I wanted to pass some email and let me write email and then I wanted to pass here string password, correct? So you can design in this manner your by class locator method also, no problem. So let me just cover separate scenario. Have a look. So here I can pass email. Then I can say, okay, second element I want password element dot. I can do send keys and I can send password. Correct? Third is what? Submit button. Submit button what? We need to just perform click. That's it. And whenever you complete the step, you should navigate it to the next page. So this is the page object I have designed for the login page. Correct? How we can design for home page? Suppose one method I wanted to show you, then you can design in the same manner. Correct? So guys, at this moment, if I can show you for home page also, or let me continue with the same example, but you can design for the home page also. Have a look. Suppose I'm creating direct class, okay, home page. And for home page also, you have to write the same. So very first, we should have a private C, private WebDriver driver. Okay, let me write and let me import. Now we should have a constructor, correct? So I can declare a constructor, public homepage. And I told you, right? What we need to write here? Pass first driver. So I'm writing WebDriver driver, correct? And then assign this current driver to the current driver. So this dot driver is equal to driver, but again we are learning page of factory. So what we need to do? Just call here, initialize your web element. So I'm writing page of factory class dot init elements method. There we are passing driver and second argument should be current class object, which is this. This step is compulsory, you have to write. Okay. Now see the benefit. Whenever I complete this step, now let me show you locator. For sign in, if you remember, if I can show you the first page. Okay, now I'm showing you in the travels design. So have a look. First design home page, correct? But see, for sign in, you are having ID also, right? So we can take ID or let's take name, any locator that is fine. So at this moment, I will be writing again same find by. Okay, so you have to write F capital find by, and there you can write that locator name is equal to this, and we know that, right? This is web element. So I'm declaring web element is what? Sign in. Okay, sign in link. Better. Let's import find element and the Selenium WebElement interface, right? Let's import that. So let me save the code and let me do import. See, keep your mouse pointer and you will get the import option to import it. And based on this, guys, we can design our method also. So currently, let me design a single method. So you can design that get title, get URL method also. But let me design for now single method. Public void, click, sign in. Okay, done. Or open link. That is up to you, what you wanted to write. And then again, I will write here a very simple sign in link. So let me write sign in link dot click. See, you don't need to perform any kind of find element, okay, or find elements method. It's very straightforward. Now, guys, tell me how we can proceed. In this example, okay, I'm showing you both the approaches. Previously, we discussed by locator. Now we are discussing page factory class. So very first, whenever your page objects are ready, design is ready, create object where inside the base class. So I'm not changing my base class. I'm using the same base class. Okay. So inside this login base class, I mean this one. Okay. Whenever you open the base class, now let me create object for public. What is the home page? First page is home page, and I'm just going to create H. Okay. So this is HP2. Let me better create HP2, home page 2, which is designed with the page factory. And then I'm creating second, which I have written for login. Okay, so you can design like this, login page, and this is LP2. Fine, done. And save it. But you need to pass constructor here also. So here I'm writing HP2, it is equal to new home page constructor, and we are passing driver. Correct? Similarly, LP2 is equal to new login page, means initialize your constructor here, okay, with the same driver, because I'm not changing the currently base class. But in your case, any one technique you can follow, either by locator or either page factory. So I'm covering with the same base class, both the approaches. Fine. So this is how you can design the base class. Now coming to the test case, yeah, test case you need to write separate. So I'm writing under test case here, testng class. And let me show you. Suppose I'm directly showing you login page, how we can test it. So let me show you login page test. And guys, very first step, whenever you are writing test case, do extends everything from what? Absolutely base class. So let me extend it from base class. And you know that before testing login, okay, now only one functionality, validate login. But before testing this, what is the precondition? In base class, we have written URL for home page. So very first page will open home page. And if you try to continue directly from home page login, that will not work. We need to set here one more precondition for login page, that is user should be present on that login page. Then only user can test the login. Means I will be attaching here before class. Correct now? Before class, and there I will write page setup. Okay, I'm writing same page setup method. Done. Let's import before class because it's a prerequisite. Now have a look. Currently HP2 dot, okay, HP2 dot, I'll say click sign in. So whenever you click on the sign in, you will get an object of which page? You will get an object of login page. In this page design, okay, I haven't designed it. So you can see I'm not getting anything. It says void, but it is a good practice when you design it. So let me come to home page again, and I will quickly add only one line. So whenever you do click, okay, it should return. I'm writing here, return login page, okay, object. So I'm writing login page. I'm writing driver currently. And object, whenever you are returning, you have to write new keyword. Okay, so I'm returning login page object. That's it. So this method is capable to return login page object to you. Now let me save it and see the benefit. Whenever I come back to the test case, now this method is capable to return me login page object. I can declare, okay, this is what LP2 then in my case, correct? Let me say LP2 is object for login page, which I have created. And now you can continue your testing. So I can call here LP2 do LP2 dot what? Do login. That's it. Send your email ID. See, test@gmail.com. And here you can send password. So I'm writing test 123. Everyone, clear the concept? And again, what I'm expecting, it should navigate it to which page? Next is a customer page after login. Okay. See the point. When you click on that do login button, okay, I mean submit button, it is navigating to the next page. Have a look. So whenever I click on sign in, okay, we are navigated to login. And whenever you enter some email, let me show you some random email and password. And if I click, it is navigating to which page? So it is navigating to customers page. Can you see? So I'm expecting there should be customers in the URL for validation. So can I apply? Yes, you can write here. See, assert dot assert true. Okay. And I can write here directly. Now currently we don't have a get application title method in the current page, but that is available in the first home page. Can I call? Yes, no problem. See, HP dot get app URL. I don't want title. I want URL. So I'm calling it here. Get app URL dot contains what? What it contains? So currently it should contains what? Customers. Let me add customers. If it is yes, if that page contains customer after navigation, so I should just get a message, login completed. That's it. Okay, everyone. So this is how you can prepare your test cases using Page Factory if you are designing with the help of Page Factory approach. So basically, two things we have discussed in the current scenario in this current video, like how you can implement page object model using ByLocator and the Page Factory. Let me show you this execution first, right? Saved everything, whatever you have prepared, and let me just run it. Currently, there is only one test case we are trying to run. Have a look. So very first, it will launch browser along with the application. It will click on the link and see every scenario is completed successfully. So this execution I have shown you with the help of Page Factory, correct? And the previous execution that we have discussed with the help of ByLocator. So I hope you got the idea. Whenever you are designing page object, concept remains same. Okay, three classes you should maintain. Base class for configuration, page class for locators and the method, and test case. Clear? But do remember the rule. If the page is designed with the ByLocator, then you will be writing in this manner. Okay? But remaining steps are same. Constructor should be there, locator should be there, method should be there, right? But writing pattern should be this, ByLocator. And there you can write, you need to call the address and then you can perform the operation. But coming to the same scenario, if I can show you for login page, here we are directly identifying not address, we are identifying web element. So you are writing in this manner. But to initialize the web element, Page Factory init elements method you need to call here. Then only it will work. So in short, I'm just going to explain you a flow. Create your page design. Create object of page design inside the base class. Every test case must extend base class and run your test case where you are writing your assertion. So whenever you segregate in this kind of way, your page classes separately, test cases separately, guys, in the real time, whenever there are changes, you don't need to make the changes directly in the test case, right? You need to make the changes inside your what? Pages. And that's the reason design pattern will help you to improve code reusability, to maintain the code, right? Complexity of the design, even complexity to read the programs, that is again reduced. So you will able to maintain execution or entire script cost also. And these are the benefits of page object model. I hope you guys are clear. Try this at your own way. Just watch the video step by step. Along with me, just try these steps and you will understand the concept. So thank you everyone for watching this video, how to implement page object model in Selenium. That's all for this video. Thank you.